In this lesson, we're going to take a look at creating a new wall type or editing an existing one. Right here, I just have a generic 6-inch wall. From the drop-down, I can just select from the list to change what wall type it is. Or if I want to make my own, I need to duplicate it and change the settings. So if I select this wall and then pick Edit Type, it's called a generic 6-inch. I'm going to go ahead and duplicate it. And for this example, I'm going to go ahead and make a 2x4 stud wall with gyp both sides. Just being descriptive of what that wall actually is. When I select OK, the next thing I need to do is edit the structure. Currently, I can see that there's one core component that does not have a specific material and it's 6 inches wide. So under Material, if I select the Browse button, it'll bring up the material list that is part of this project. And if I scroll down towards the bottom, I will find a wood stud layer. I pick OK, and I'm going to go ahead and change its thickness to 3.5 inches. Now I need to add a 1/2 inch gyp board to the inside of the wall and to the outside, the exterior side. So I'm going to select Insert to insert a component, and notice it automatically went in the core boundary, so I have to move that up or down. So I'm going to select up to put it to the exterior side. I'm going to change its function to a finish material, and I'm going to change the material itself to gypsum wallboard. So again, if I scroll up in the material list, I will find gypsum wallboard. I pick OK, and I'm going to change the thickness to a 1/2 inch. So we just have to do that one more time for the inside of the wall. So I'm going to insert another component. This time it popped in at the top here, so I'm just going to select Move Down until it's down at the bottom. Change that to a finish function. You have to make sure you have the right function on the wall because that's going to control how the materials clean up with each other at intersections. Go ahead and change this material as well to gypsum wallboard. Pick OK. Make that a 1/2 inch thick. And now my wall, my 3.5 inch stud with 1/2 inch gyp on each side is done. So when I select OK, until I'm back to my drawing area, it actually changed this wall to that type. Now, a couple things. I do not see my 1/2 inch gyp board, and there's two things that will help control that. Number one is the level of detail. You want to make sure that it's set to medium. And you'll notice when I go back to coarse, see how that line slightly adjusted? But because line weights are turned on, a 1/2 inch gyp board really isn't going to show a 1/4 inch scale on a big piece of paper. But if I want to see it, I go to my View tab and then turn on that thin line display, or I can also do TL on the keyboard to toggle that back and forth. So that's the end of this lesson on how to create a wall type and add different material components.